Good morning, friends, and welcome back to another edition of Stoned in the AM. Today is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2015, and I'll be bringing you the news. So we're going to start off with some space news. The White House recently gave NASA an $18.5 billion budget for the year of 2016. This is $0.5 billion more than their budget for 2014, and a lot of this is hopefully just going to go towards funding of new missions and new equipment, because they've been asking really the White House for some sort of upgrade in their budget for a while now, after they got disbanded and then brought back. But what we're actually going to see them doing here soon is actually go to Europa. That's one of Jupiter's moons, in case you didn't know. We found ice there, and we believe there is an ocean underneath a frozen layer of ice on Europa. So they want to start sending out probes and even a manned mission there by the mid-2020s is what they're saying. They'll be looking for some sort of habitat, some sort of life grasp, because anywhere that has water could possibly have life is the thinking that they're doing up there. They're doing when they talk about this. And yeah, subsurface ocean really just means that any form of biological life could be existing underneath of that surface without us really knowing, kind of doing its own ecological thing and kind of developing on its own. Very exciting. Hopefully when we get to Europa we don't find that it's just ice planet. But if it is, hypothetically we can move there for colonization. That's another idea, looking at Europa. Bunch of cool stuff going on. Glad NASA's still doing stuff. Glad the White House is giving them money. I'm happy about it. I like space. We've been over this. Alright, in other news, self-driving cars are not just Google's territory anymore. Not sure if you've noticed, but since about late 2009, Google's been trying to really focus down this self-driving car market. They've been focusing, even showing a finished model back in 2014. And it's pretty cool. Love self-driving cars. I love the idea that humans don't have to, drive anywhere ever again. Just let the car do its work for you, and then everything's going to be safer and more efficient. Well, another company also thought the same thing and went, you know what, Google, we can give you a run for your money. And so they went ahead and created a car, and this company's name is Uber, and they're actually looking at getting their car finished here in the next couple of years, whereas Google hasn't released any finishing statements or closing documents yet. But if Google really wanted to, they would really just have to turn around, spend $500 million, and then get their car finished tomorrow. But unfortunately, I don't think they're going to go ahead and try and attack Uber like that. Google's a pretty good company when it comes to competition. And it'll be cool to kind of see just more people trying to create and design self-driving cars and make it kind of a viable market item for people. I'm excited for a consumer version of this. Hopefully we just see whole cities where there's nothing but self-driving cars and there's never an accident because computers. That'd be cool. Alright, so you know how I keep bringing back graphene and how graphene keeps being something that people keep exploring now that it's super, super cheap? If you don't remember, last week some guy found a way to make graphene about 1,000 times cheaper. So now everyone's checking out graphene. A Korean team successfully built some graphene batteries. Well, graphene batteries already exist and they're already pretty efficient, but this team, because graphene's so cheap, used graphene batteries and made them 10 times smaller effectively while keeping the same amount of power. So basically, just through a process of compression and recovery, they did this about 10 million times, and it still would just give off the same amount of potential, the same amount of physical power. So we're going to hopefully see some graphene batteries in the future, graphene powering most things. Like I said, audience, graphene is the thing to watch. The fact that this guy made it 1,000% cheaper is going to definitely revolutionize a lot of just how we're focusing on batteries, how we're focusing on connections, where a lot of stuff is going to go. Keep an eye on graphene, like I said. And my final story for the day is nanobots were successfully used on lab mice in a lab in order to administer a drug into the mice's system. Now this isn't super close or anytime soon, but this is just a step towards nanobots, which we've been actually looking at developing for several years now, just trying to develop some sort of microbot that can go in and fix and administer inside the body. Well, like I said, we've got our first test on a lab mouse. It's not anything super duper exciting other than the fact that these are obviously the fledgling steps towards something much greater. Very cool. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying all the stuff I'm talking about. That's it for today's episode. Again, it's been Tuesday, February 3rd, 2015, and this has been Stoned in the AM. Thanks for watching.